I think most of us could agree that being a mother is a tough job. You don't get sick days, and there's no human resources manager to go to if there's a problem. Motherhood brings with it challenges of all types. And tonight we share with you the perspective of a mom raising a child with special needs. Carolee McGrath sat down with Lisa Cooper, the mother of a 10-year-old, Darby, who's autistic, and she shared the challenges and the true joy of her full-time job, mom.
Darby is a 10-year-old girl, loves activities. She likes to be social. Her deficits, of course, are in the communication, so verbally communication, but you know she wants to be around you. She wants to do things. She has a lot of fixations, as a lot of autistic children do. Her most recent was mopping. She idolizes the janitor at the school. So for her birthday, her 10th birthday, she wanted a mop bucket. And it had to be the mop buckets at the mall. With the other mop bucket, there's a red mop bucket that's called a dirty water mop bucket. And although people are uncomfortable, like, you're gonna buy her that? I'm buying her just like you would buy your child, whatever they want. She loved it. She got all the cleaning supplies. So she gets fixating on things, although her birthday was in December and she's no longer mopping my floor 3 times a day.
Although that's helpful though, right?
It is helpful. It is helpful. Now I have actually a commercial mop bucket that I would never bought. So, but she loves activities. She loves water. Water is by far her most favorite. And she's just fun. The things that she comes up with, sometimes they're art and sometimes they're just funny, and sometimes it makes you look different at things. Like, oh, okay. What are you going to do with that? And I can't say enough great things about Darby because she's teaching me as I go along to look at life differently.
So you are an attorney, went to law school, and you stay home full-time caring for her. Tell us a little bit about your day-to-day.
There's no typical day. The day includes looking at what's best for Darby. I have my own set of I guess, agenda that I think Darby should be on track with. Of course, she has an IEP at school. She gets ABA, applied behavior analysis, all day at school. She comes home, and then she has in-home therapy for another 2 to 3 hours a day. That's a lot on a child. Right. And then she has mom's agenda, which can include anything from an exercise routine to practice in multiplication or division, where I think there are gaps at, because the issue is the school, everything that she has going in, it still doesn't meet. She still has loads of needs, and those needs are on me as well. So I become very active in terms of the school, home. I even like bringing everyone around the kitchen table and discussing what's best for her and what we should be doing, what I don't like. Of course, I'm very verbal, so I'll say, I don't think that's going to work for me, or that's just not the parent I am. So I look at Darby like she works hard, and she is a child who is actually hard on herself, too. Darby's come a long way with therapy. She was diagnosed at 2.9, and we've had, before that, we were in early intervention, and we've had therapy in our lives basically 5 days a week most of the time. So my therapists that have been in and out have been treated like family. They are family. They're helping me help raise Darby.
Tell us about some of the programs that you've been involved in the community. I know CHD in particular has different sports programs.
Yes, they have some great programs. I actually learned about CHD at a special advisory meeting in Agawam, and I happened to go there. It was about the nuts and bolts of special needs. And they said, we have all these programs that they asked about my child, what I think she's into. Since then, water skiing is by far Darby's favorite.
Like this? So hold your hands like this?
I mean, she will hold on to that planer, get on that boat, and go all around the river. She loves it. But she's participating in rock climbing. That was a little bit of a challenge for her, using her upper body. So, of course, we're all cheering for her to keep going, keep going. Most recently, sled hockey.
Which is a great program.
It's a great program. Yeah. And it's not just for children, it's for young adults too, and adults too. And it's been great in terms of her being able to use her upper body and actually proving to herself that she could do it. So basically with sled hockey, she's on a sled, and we didn't know if she was going to be able to manipulate the sled with the hockey sticks. Right. So she had a bar on the back of the sled, and the bar was called a pusher. So then they would have volunteers. The volunteers, students were awesome. They had a volunteer student pushing around the ice, which she loved. I mean, she's zipping around the ice, and I said, okay, this is wonderful for the first time. We need to take the pusher away because she needs to be able to manipulate those sticks on her own. So we came to an agreement that we do half and half, and then I said, just take it away, because if she knows that you're going to push her, she's going to enjoy it.
Right.
But she's not going to be able to do it on her own. And my goal for her is always to learn how to figure out how to do it on your own. So we took it away, and miraculously, she started using those sticks, going around the ice, and just the confidence in her eyes that she could do it, and the confidence around even the volunteers seeing her do it and giving high fives. Darby's doing this on her own, which is a great thing for kids.
So tell me a little bit. I have a friend whose daughter has Down syndrome, and when she was expecting her, she was not really treated with a lot of encouragement from other people if she would tell them that, she's expecting a child with Down syndrome. And she said, this little girl, who's now 15, changed their worlds, changed their life, and she's the center of their life. And they don't look at her and see, a disability. They see their daughter, their sister. How do you help people understand more about your daughter and maybe change perceptions that people might have?
Well, initially when I say Darby has autism, I think people are looking for the response, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, there's nothing to be sorry about. That's a describing marker I'm saying to you to describe that she may do things that are not typical. There's nothing wrong with her. I'm happy with who she is. It's basically educating those that don't know anything about autism and would treat her in maybe a different manner or hold her to a certain degree that she's not able to. She's wonderful. She's got a lot to teach the typical person. She just does things differently. And sometimes different is a good thing because it teaches us a different way of looking at life. And I always educate, especially parents, every child has a light, every child. It's actually getting them to realize that they do have that light, just like you would a typical child. And to see the lengths and the growth that Darby has gone through since she was 3, where I had this child that I couldn't control. I mean, she had a lot of behavioral, and I don't think she was happy herself. But everyone working as a village to teach this kid, and then for her to find her own way. So she doesn't like your way of doing things. That's okay. Let's look at how to find her way in doing the same thing. And for me, it's find out what your kid enjoys, but you can't find out what they enjoy until you open and give them exposure to different opportunities. And so it is a process of learning. Again, I just don't like when someone says, I'm sorry. But I do realize, as being a parent of typical kids, at times they're not trying to be insulting, but they have no idea and they have no clue. And that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth it's a kind of a prejudgment in a way. So I just let them know about Darby, and anyone that's seen Darby for the last 5 or 6 years, they're amazed. She amazes me. It doesn't stop me from pushing her further, but she amazes me. This child has so much determination and strength, and that makes her no different. And that makes her special. And what's important to her, I do make it important to me. So the mop bucket that was important to her, it was important to me. Yeah. It was important to see that wow factor on her face, that smile that so many of us can take for granted. You're only a child once.